All right, PEL fans, Commissioner Ace Coach 704 here, and we're going to be talking week 11 here in the PEL. We're going to have a couple other things coming out later on this week that I think are going to be pretty cool. Won't reveal exactly what they are yet, but some PEL veterans may be able to figure it out, some stuff we used to do. But wanted to talk real quick about a couple things going on right now. I want to talk about some games that have been played this week and some games that haven't been played this week. So right now you got the Packers and the Seahawks. That's going to be a forced win for the Seahawks, so they'll be undefeated coming into Carolina next week. Some people call it a big game. I call it just another game. Hope we have a good time down at Bank of America Stadium. Also known as the Vault. I'm just making that shit up. I don't know. Anyway, Bengals and Ravens. Apparently they tried to play 3 times. Maybe they're playing right now. But you have to like the Ravens' chances in that one. Bengals are very aggressive, typically on defense, and then offensively, they'll mix it up a good bit, but they more or less throw the ball more than run the ball. So we'll see who comes out on top in that one. Take a look at the review here. Minnesota defeating the Chicago Bears 24-21. You take a look at the stats here. Pretty well played game. Only 2 turnovers for the Vikings, only 1 for the Bears. Is that yardage right? 45 rushing yards, 25 passing yards, 70 total yards. Good gracious. How is this game even close? Look at these numbers. That's crazy. So let's find out what might have happened here. You're looking at the player stats. Kirk Cousins, 2 interceptions, but did throw for 262 and 3 touchdowns. 11-18, not bad. So Trubisky, 4 of 8 for 53 yards, 1 interception, 3 sacks. Wow. Talked about that Minnesota defense being tough, and that just proves it right there. Running the ball, Dalvin Cook, pretty decent game, 14 for 62. Jordan Howard 12 for 37. So the Bears really did not get much going, but Trubisky did run for 1 touchdown. That's good. Tariq Cohen only 2 touches. Come on, man, gotta give him the ball. He's a playmaker. There's Curtis Samuel, 4 for 118 and a touch. And then DJ Moore had a touchdown also, as well as Kyle Rudolph. The Bears obviously didn't have much passing going on in that game. Who's the culprit? Well, Reef only gave up 1 sack. That's nice. And got a couple sacks here. Daniel Hunter, Barr, some guys coming untouched, obviously, because the Bears did not give up any sacks. So they're coming through free. 2 interceptions for Adrian Amos, a very good, strong safety. 1 for Sendejo. Looks like we got a defensive touchdown. Oh, 2. Adrian Amos. So there you go. That's why the game was close. Nice job. He's in consideration for player of the week, I'm sure, with those 2 defensive touchdowns. But Minnesota goes to 9-1 on the season, as well as the Panthers defeating the Lions 17-14. Holding the Lions to 4 rushing yards. I know he was very frustrated. I would be frustrated with only getting 4 rushing yards myself, but 163 passing, so he did make up for it a little bit there. We did a pretty good job of moving the ball. This game was close because we did not take care of the ball in the red zone. There's 1 turnover there, and it was a big one. Stephon Diggs was about to literally just walk in the end zone, but when all of a sudden the great X tackle forced a fumble at the 1-inch line, which I was very upset about. And I still am, but that's why our red zone percentage was 66% instead of 100, and that's why we only have 17 instead of 24. That's been the story of our year offensively. We can move the ball up and down the field, but then we try to get in, and then we can't get in. And you can see the time of possession right there. Dominated that aspect of the game. Cam Newton had a great game. Doesn't look like it. No touchdowns, no interceptions, but he was 18-19 from 188. And I said it in the chat. I knew we was going to get a lot of zone coverage from the Lions, so we ran a lot of zone beater concepts, and, guys were able to make plays. Stafford 10-19 for 163. The Lions like to throw the ball down the field. in a variety of ways. McCaffrey 15 to 61, Cam 5 for 24. McCaffrey did have 2 touchdowns. He did a good job. And then, like we said, Blunt 4 carries for 4 yards, and then Abdullah had 4 carries for no yards. But he did get a touchdown, getting no yards. So, hey, magic. Stephon Diggs had a nice game, 8 for 112. A couple guys stood out for the Lions. Galladay, Wilson, the tight end was really going down the seam a good bit, 3 for 65. Defensively, I think we only had 1 sack, and that's Tavon Wilson. He came on the outside edge blitz. So no defensive line sacks. We're going to look at pass blocking. I think the patch made it too powerful in my opinion, but we'll look at it. Luke had a game-clinching interception at the end. That was a user pick. But good competitive game there between us two teams. Another one here, the Falcons defeated the Cowboys 14 to 13. As you can see, the Cowboys dominated for 3 quarters, but then the Falcons were able to get 2 touchdowns in the 4th quarter to pull out the victory. Still, you see rushing yardage, it's still not great. And I don't know what else to do. We're not bumping the slider up anymore. I don't know. But yardage is pretty even for the most part. The Falcons had a little more kick returns to affect the total yards. No turnovers for the Falcons. No for the Cowboys. 2 for the Falcons, and in the red zone percentage, the Cowboys getting those 2 field goals instead of touchdowns though were the difference. And then they dominated time of possession. So I see why Ben said what he said. The stats look like the Cowboys should have won the game. Dak Prescott, 13 to 18, 208. That's not bad. Matt Ryan also 208, 2 touches, 2 interceptions. So obviously he came alive in the 4th quarter to win the game for the Falcons. You look at the rushing stats. Devontae Freeman, 5 yards a carry is not bad. Ezekiel Elliott shut down once again. I'm surprised that the Dallas running game is not, really strong, but it is what it is. Akeem Hunt did get a touchdown off that 2 yards of rushing. Gallup had a big game, 5 for 112 for the Cowboys. Rookie had a good game. Julio, of course, with a touch, 3 for 50. ATL spreading the ball around. Ridley also got a touch there. And then defensively standing out, see Van Esch has a sack there. Oh, McKinley has 2 sacks for the Falcons. And then intercepting, Cruikshank and Xavier Woods, young DB stepping up for the Cowboys, but it wasn't enough. Falcons go to 7-3 on the season. All right. Upset. Broncos defeat the Chargers 27-17 on the road. Broncos have been playing a lot better recently. I think they've won 4 out of 5. Got over 100 yards rushing. They held Deontay to 69 yards rushing. So that tells me that they're starting to figure out how to slow that down a little bit. Threw for 245, which is good. No turnovers, 4 turnovers. Big difference in the game right there. Chargers with 4 turnovers couldn't overcome that. And then everything else is pretty even. And Case Keenum had a nice game. 3 touchdowns, 11 of 14 for 253. Phillip Rivers, a game to forget. The 4 turnovers are 4 interceptions, 15 to 26. Wow. Running the ball, Nick Chubb, big game. 18 for 101. Eckler, only 2 carries for 42 yards. Should have gave him the ball more. He got a touchdown. Receiving. Big games from these 2 guys. Demaryius Thomas, 5 for 129 and 2 touches. That's player of the week consideration there. And Tyrell Williams, 4 for 119 and a touch. And then standing out defensively, we see Joey Bosa has 2 sacks, who's an absolute beast. Bradley Chubb has a sack. Aren't Bradley and Nick brothers in real life? Do we know that? I don't think they are, but that's pretty cool. They're on the same team. Chris Harris, very good corner, has 2 interceptions. And then Cravens and Simmons. So the Bronco DBs, who are very good, hadn't stepped up and had a big game. That win keeps the Broncos in wild card contention in the AFC. Cardinals over the Raiders, 20 to nothing. Excuse me. Obviously, this game was conceded, which we need to not make a pattern out of that, but that's what happened. That's why the Raiders only have 29 yards of offense and 2 passing yards, but it is what it is. 3 turnovers for the Raiders, 1 for the Cardinals. They did a very good job. Why is it 20 and there's only 17 points on the board? The one person watching that, do you see that? That's crazy. 2 field goals in the red zone, though, for the Cardinals. They want to work on that and turn those into touchdowns going forward. Josh Rosen had a nice game. 11, 13, 194 on a touch. And David Carr continues to struggle. 2 interceptions, 3 of 12. Not great. Not much rushing there. Obviously, it's only half a game pretty much. Fitzgerald, 3 for 74 on a touch is nice. Good numbers there. And then standing out defensively, had several sacks here. Maurice Hurst, 1.5. Khalil Mack had a sack. Corner Ben Wickery with a sack. Chandler Jones. And then intercepting the ball, Buda Baker, 2 interceptions. Nice job. And then my cousin, Nicholas Morrow. He's not really my cousin. I just like to say that. And Buda Baker also returned 1 for a touchdown. So good job to the Cardinals getting a win there, keeping their NFC wildcard hopes alive. And then Jacksonville defeating Pittsburgh 15-10. Steelers got out to a 10-0 lead, but they couldn't hold it as the Jags pick up another big win to try to keep pace in that AFC South. But look at these turnovers. 9 turnovers combined. Good Lord, man. You don't want it? I don't want it. You don't want it? I don't want it. 100 rushing yards, though, for the Jags is good to see. 115 passing kind of held that down. And you look at the stats. Big Ben with 3 interceptions. Andrew Luck, the bunch ballyhooed trade with the Colts. He's still sucking. 6 of 21, 44, 4 interceptions. But they're winning games. That's what matters. Leonard Fournette, big game. 16 for 103 and a touch. Le'Veon Bell still having trouble getting it going, but stick with it. He's a beast. Antonio Brown, the cover boy, 4 for 67. DJ Chark continuing a great rookie season, 3 for 75 and a touch. He is one of the leading leaders for Rookie of the Year in the AFC. And then we're looking at some sacks. I see some good numbers. Dante Fowler with 2.5 sacks. Former Carolina linebacker Shaq Thompson with a sack. Ryan Davis with a sack. Calais Campbell has a sack. Everyone had a sack in the game. Interceptions. Oh my gosh. Antoine Bethea with 3 interceptions. Malik Hooker with 2 interceptions. These guys might get player of the week consideration, but no touchdowns, so maybe not. All right. So I think that's all the games that have been played right now. Bucks and Giants are playing right now. Let's take a live look in and see what the score is there. It is 3-0 Tampa. No, I'm sorry. That's 9-3 Giants in the third quarter. And the Bucks just got a sack. So anyway, previews on games that have not been played. Titans Colts, that's a force. Bucks Giants being played. Eagles Saints, if they play, I like the Eagles just because they're a higher rated team than the Saints are. Texans Redskins is a very, very good interconference matchup. And our PBS game of the week, we do have a exclusive agreement. The PEL and PBS Public Broadcasting Systems have an exclusive agreement to air the game of the week every week. So this hopefully will be on PBS probably tomorrow since they hadn't played today. I hope it does get played. And Chiefs and Rams. Chiefs is our new guy. Welcome to, I know his name. Allen, I don't know. It starts with an A. Welcome for him, and then Bugatti. So we'll see if they're able to play. If not, it'd be a force for the Rams since he joined in the middle of advance. All right. Real quick, let's take a look at some award leaders for the year. So you see Rashad Penny is the leading league MVP candidate. LaShawn McCoy is very interesting to see who's leading this. Running back, defensive end. First quarterback's at number 5 in Alex Smith. So that tells you who's dominating this league right now. It's the league of the running back for these two guys. And then leading coach of the year, Sean McVay, obviously the only undefeated team that makes sense. In the AFC, LaShawn McCoy is Offensive Player of the Year right now. Defensive Player of the Year is Myles Garrett. Baker Mayfield, Offensive Rookie. Tremaine Edwards, Defensive Rookie. I believe he's a linebacker. Baker Mayfield, Best Quarterback. LaShawn McCoy, Best Running Back. DJ Chark, Best Wide Receiver. He's also a rookie. Andrew Norwell, Best OL, former Panther. Myles Garrett, Best DL. Reggie Ragland, Best Linebacker. Best DB is Kareem Jackson, and the kicker nobody cares about is Caleb Sturgis. NFC Best Kicker, Jake Elliott. Offensive Player of the Year, of course, Rashad Penny right now. Defensive Player of the Year, Danielle Hunter. Well, Kuechly's on your ass. Rashad Penny, Offensive Rookie of the Year as well. He'll probably get that for sure. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Roquan Smith, but Dante Jackson's on your ass. Best Quarterback, Cam Newton. Dab. Best Running Back, Rashad Penny. Best Receiver, Nelson Aguilar, but Stephon Diggs is on your ass and coming. Best Offensive Lineman, Trent Williams. Best Defensive Lineman, Chandler Jones. Best Linebacker, Danielle Hunter. And Best DB is T.J. Green, obtained from those pesky motherfucking Colts. Alright. So that is week 11 talking PEL. We'll have more tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Good night, everybody. And if you're in the path of Hurricane Florence, please be safe. Thanks, everyone. Primetime League, the PEL, a Daddy League's Elite League.